Welcome guys, patch 25 is out to test servers and it's quite a huge patch with a lot of new stuff and fixes. In this video, I will go over the most important parts of the patch notes and give you a good sense of what's going on. Nightmode is finally here and it's known as Moonshine, because while it is night, it is not really that dark. It is absolutely gorgeous and gives you a truly immersive feeling of being in a snowy environment where the terrain is lit up by the bright moon. I don't feel like that the darkness will really change gameplay much more than the overcast weather on other maps, but we'll see when we start playing this. A new SMG is also introduced into the game, the Bison. With 53 bullets in a mag and an easy to control recoil, this SMG is a Tommy gun on steroids. It takes a muzzle attachment and a sight and a new Canted sight, which will allow you to have a scope and a red dot attached to your weapon at the same time. Canted sights can be applied to a large amount of weapons in the game, but I know I'll be loving it on the M416 probably more than any other place. Because this might just make the M416 the overall most versatile weapon in the entire game. Being able to charge in with a red dot and simply angle your gun back into scope mode for long-range shots is an incredible feeling, and I'm extremely pleased with how this is implemented. Well done. Bikes have been removed from Vikendi and replaced with a new snow bike, a light vehicle designed for high-speed travel on snow. Finally, the vehicle we've all wanted for Vikendi. It sounds good, it feels good, it moves fast, it's responsive, and overall it's just a huge pleasure to ride. Traveling around on Vikendi in vehicles has always been way too dangerous, but this vehicle might just make that a lot more viable. But be careful though, because the snow bike can't take a lot of damage. And it tilts too, like a normal bike. Less than 20 bullets from a G36C is needed to blow it up. The patch also has some very interesting gameplay changes. First, vests now lose less durability when shot. If shot by an AKM, they can now take one more bullet before being destroyed. Damage and effects by grenades are now applied correctly to players hiding behind very small obstacles, such as thin poles. The only problem with this is that as of making this video, this doesn't work. This change should mean that these nades here will kill me, and I welcome that change, and hopefully it works before going to live. The trajectory of throwables is now determined when it leaves the hand, and not when the animation starts. This is a huge upgrade to throwables and will increase your precision while throwing them. Nice! Parachuting also received a small change. You no longer need to obtain 230 km per hour vertical velocity to gain that extra vertical drop when your parachute opens. But having a high vertical velocity still will be better, as you'll drop further. Then we've got some much needed loot balancing done to Vikendi. Overall improvements, but unfortunately there is a reduction to DMRs, which is completely nuts in my opinion. I'll be talking more about Vikendi loot in another video, since you guys know I have opinions about it. But in short, this is what's changing. More assault rifles, fewer DMRs, fewer Tommy guns, Bison now drops, and then we have less level 3 helmets and vests and fewer sniper attachments. In the performance department, they've optimized footprints on Vikendi to improve performance. And the frame rate in the lobby and inventory has been improved too. For the Survivor Pass Vikendi, finally there's a way to claim all rewards at once rather than claiming individually. They also changed the number of times you can swap a daily mission from 1 to 3 missions per day. And then the high difficult missions have been balanced, but only those we haven't seen yet. And by high difficulty, they probably mean the boring grindy missions that's gonna be just less boring and grindy. There's a bunch of UI changes, but the most important one is the new option to change the default firing mode for weapons. This is a huge improvement and I love it. This should be the first thing you do when you open your game in the new patch. Make sure those SMGs, ARs and even pistols are set to full auto by default, as you will be able to full auto immediately after picking up a gun. Very important. And then the weapon inspection is back with the default key J. And J is a key you will want to press with the new AKM skin, because we now have a stat tracking skin in PUBG. It's called Battlestat and it works like it does in CSGO by counting your kills on the side of the weapon. If someone picks up your Battlestat AKM, then they can see how many kills you have with it, but the counter will be locked. But there is one huge problem here. With such a cool skin like this, everyone will obviously want this because it's not only a skin, it's a feature. But it's locked behind an incredible paywall. It's going to be spawning in a new locked crate with a 0.16% spawn rate, so only very few players will even get to enjoy this new feature. I am super disappointed by the approach to this, as it feels greedy and I feel like I'm just a wallet in the eyes of PUBG Corp. This is the wrong approach to these things in my opinion. Instead, make a system where you can apply Battlestat to different weapons using a fixed price, rather than this outdated gambling system. Alright, I've complained enough now. And now to bug fixes, because there's a lot and you can read those yourself in the patch notes linked in the description, but I just want to highlight some ones that I especially like. They fixed the issue where the motorcycle engine would sometimes not turn off after you left the vehicle. And they fixed an issue where the footprints would not be displayed correctly in the snow when you jumped on Vikendi. So overall, I'm absolutely loving this patch, with the exception of the things I already mentioned. I can't wait to jump into this on live servers, but you can already play it now on the test server, of course. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys next time.